Well, we're back at it again. Leafs versus Oilers, and it's game 9. Dermott's back in the lineup, as is Barabanov and Spezza. Engvall, Lettinen, and Anderson, they're out today. Obviously, in net, you have to have Mikko Koskinen because he's the only goalie, and Freddie Anderson is in net once again for the Leafs, again, basically because he's the only goalie. And both look good early on. Koskinen, he makes a nice stop on Hall. Speaking of Hall, I think they talked about tonight where he was drafted 10 years ago. He doesn't play his first full season till last year, and he's just gone up from that. His $2 million deal looks phenomenal right now. Him playing with Muzzin, it's great. They're a shutdown pair, but also Hall can jumps up in the line in the rush. It's perfect. So following Koskinen's good save on Hall, it's then Anderson with a nice save off a high deflection by Draisaitl. And following that, Leafs get on the board first, and it's a welcome back Jason Spezza as he scores when Boyd intercepts a pass in the Oilers zone. He feeds Spezza beyond the net. Spezza brings it out front, backhand, and it sneaks by Koskinen. Boyd gets points in back-to-back games. Spezza scores in his return to the lineup after his rest day. Well done fourth line of Barabanov, Boyd, and Spezza. Next good chance, it's the Oilers, and that's on a 2-on-1. It's Draisaitl to Cahoon, but Anderson reads it and makes a fantastic save. Then Draisaitl has an open net, and luckily he hits the side of the net. That doesn't happen often, especially with him. Lucky break. Oilers are able to get the first power play in this game, and it's one of many for Alexander Kerfoot. He slashes, I believe it was Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, and the Leafs end up having another magnificent penalty kill. And following that amazing kill, the Oilers take a penalty right after, and the Leafs are all over them. They're trying to get set up for a scoring chance. The Oilers are exhausted. This is during the delayed penalty. It was such good puck movement by the Leafs. But luckily, actually, or maybe the exhausted Oilers, it just worked out where they just collapsed and actually helped them in the long run because the Leafs couldn't find a lane to the net. And what after seems to be 10 minutes, the Oilers finally touched the puck. Again, just great movement by the Leafs. It was nice to see, but they were just a bit gun-shy shooting. They were just a bit gun-shy there. But again, the Leafs then go to a power play, and it leads to many chances. Marner gets a chance, Simmons, Nylander, all with high-quality chances, but they can't find the open man or the twine. And then Spezza goes for a change. But he hears the puck's coming around, so he stops. He keeps the puck in, takes a shot. It bounces up to Tavares. Tavares bats it out of the air. He's able to find the puck, backhands it over, right over to Willie Nylander, backdoor, 2-0 Leafs. Willie, he's back on the score sheet. He's back with goals since his first game in Game 1. He's right in his spot, right near the crease. Remember, I think he had the most goals from net front presence last year. He's right back at it. That's what you need to see. That's what you'd like to see. Then in the first period, the dying chances, the last chance of the first, it's Matthews' line. Matthews tip, but it gets gloved, and then Hyman gets a chance, and he puts it wide. But that's okay. It's 2-0 Leafs after the first. Going to the second now, and the first great chance in the second goes to Darnell Nurse with a great drive down the right side. Drops his shoulder. He goes from backhand to forehand. But no. Freddie Anderson, he's solid. He makes a great read, makes the save. Nurse, great speed, great power there to get around the Leafs D, but Anderson is steady. And he's been steady, really, since opening night. Also of note, though, not on this play, because it didn't happen with them on the ice, but what I've noticed this game is just how great is Jake Muzzin. Down low, obviously he's just a bruiser, hardworking, but if you watch him, he reads the game really well. I just love it. He doesn't rush things if he doesn't need to. He makes the simple play, even at the end of the game today, where he just flicked it high. It was really, really smart. He did plenty of times where it was okay, is he going to do a quick off the boards and the Leafs lose possession? But, he fakes it and he waits and he sees, he surveys his options. I really like it. The Hall-Muzzin pairing, they're back being the defensive nightmare of a pair that they can be, and they also lead to some great offensive chances. On that note with defense, I also want to make a note of TJ Brody. He had a great showing in the first period. There was one particular moment where McDavid has his speed, and McDavid tries to go through him. So he's attacking with speed, he's got his stick handling going, and he just stands McDavid up, allows Riley to come and pick up the puck. It was really, really good. The Leafs D and their more defensive-minded approach is really working. Plus, now they're getting some offensive support as well to go alongside that. Honestly, it's a recipe for success. And we carry on through the second period. So let's carry it on. And next big point is Hall takes a penalty just around the 14-minute mark. But once again, they stymie the Oilers' power play. The Oilers can't get anything going. Still 2-0. Then Freddie follows a successful penalty kill with some saves galore, tons of chances. I'm going to be honest with you, Oilers looked better the first half of this game at 5-on-5 than they did 5-on-4. Then it's Koskinen's turn. He does the same, makes a ton of chances after the Leafs generate some very, very decent chances. Some good scoring chances, but again, the goalies are playing well, even though Koskinen has already let in 2 goals at this point. He looked sharp. We keep going through, and another thing I noticed again, I think I preach about it all the time, but I just love Hyman's effort. And his play has a big impact on Austin Matthews. When they're together, if you watch, Matthews gets in there more. He gets in the dirt more. He's more aggressive on the forecheck. He's crashing and banging, just like Hyman. Honestly, there's this energy that Hyman brings. Hyman's value is huge to the Leafs, huge to any team. I can see him getting $4 million plus next year. The Leafs need to re-sign him. They need to re-sign him somehow. And then, as we go through the second period, Kerfoot gets his second penalty for an offensive slash. I think the Leafs had three or four offensive zone penalties this game. Anyway, but watching the replay, and what a weird call. It was a tap on the stick, not even the hands. Like, I get it, okay, if you get him on the hands, it happened a few times this game, yeah, that's a penalty. But the tap on the stick, come on. Even Ray Ferraro, he doesn't get it. You can cross-check guys in the back 4 or 5 times, but tap on the stick, not the best call. So the Oilers are back on the power play, and I think this was their 4th power play of the game at this time. And during this 5-on-4, Hyman accidentally trips McDavid. It's an accident, but it's a penalty. And it seems like things are going downhill quick for the Leafs. Oilers on the 5-on-3, McDavid to Draisaitl, crossbar. Then literally about 3 seconds later, exact same play, goal. Anderson does read it. He does get a piece, but he can't get over enough, can't get enough of the puck. It's now 2-1 Leafs, and the Leafs are still on the penalty kill. Luckily for the Leafs, they're able to kill it off. It stays 2-1 after 2 periods. Into the third, Oilers pressure early, but then Larson, so as the Leafs get it out of their own zone, they get it into the Oilers zone, Larson has a delay of game. The Oilers bench didn't like it because the puck ended up in the bench, but it was clearly over the glass, still in the Oilers zone, before it entered the Oilers bench. And on this power play, Willie Nylander gets 2 great chances. Puck comes across, Koskinen reads it, nice save. The next one, I think he hit the side of the net maybe, or the post. I was already celebrating. Honestly, when that puck came through, I was like, this is a goal. Koskinen did make it over. I think he hit the post and his skate. Nice save. Nice chance for Nylander again to get his second. Then, still in the power play, it's a big scramble play. Puck gets on net, and it's Simmons jamming it, but Koskinen, Snow Angels, Starfish, whatever you want to call it, he's able to cover it. So close for the Leafs. A good power play. It's what they needed. Then, at the 15-minute mark, the 4th line is doing well again. It's in the Leafs zone, and Barabanov takes a massive hit in the Leafs zone. But he takes a hit to make a play because he gets it out during the hit. Leads to a 2-on-1. Kerfoot to Spezza. Back to Kerfoot. Wide open net. And the puck hops on him. Kerfoot looks skyward. I look skyward. That was a golden chance. And the Oilers go the other way. And they get some good possession in the Leafs zone. Smart play by the Leafs, though. They keep him out wide throughout this whole time. So they're not getting any lanes going to the net. which is good. And this leads to the Leafs outworking and being more aggressive than the Oilers, and they get possession of the puck. They regain possession. And as Simmons is entering the neutral zone, Kerfoot goes for a change, but just before he does a little bit of an interference play, I think it was on McDavid, for his third penalty of the game, and the Oilers get a chance to tie it. So great chances, great defensive play to regain the puck, but a silly penalty. And of course, what happens? It's the Oilers. They do it. They tie the game. McDavid sends it out front from his backhand. He's looking to go far side in front of the net to, I think it was Yamamoto. Gets lost in traffic. I think it might have hit Hall's skate. Draisaitl pulls it out. Backhand into the open net. And there you go. Penalties have now become a problem in this game. Leafs looked great early, but the penalties are biting them in the ass. Sixth penalty. Oilers tie it 2-2. So how did the Leafs recover from this? Send out the big three. The big 3 of 4 this time. They sent out Tavares, Matthews, and Nylander instead of Marner. I think Marner was on the penalty kill at that time, just before it. And Nylander gets hooked. So it leads to another power play for the Leafs. Can they get retribution? And they do, and they get it. So they go with Kerfoot, Matthews, Simmons, Marner, and Riley. I still in my head, I'm like, why are they doing like 2 even power plays? But I'm not going to complain after this and from stats that I've heard. So anyway, it's Riley. So Matthews wins the draw. Riley gets it, or Kerfoot gets it to Riley. Riley over to Marner on the right side, and Marner just waits, and throws a hard shot pass in front of the net. Wayne Train's there for the lovely tip. Leafs get their lead back. Simmons scores another goal in 3 straight games. 3-2 Leafs. Again, like I said, at first I didn't like the Leafs having 2 even power plays, but it is working. On the broadcast tonight, they showed, so the Leafs power play are first in all these categories just from the power play. First in slot shots, inner slot shots, screen shots, rebounds recovered, and rebound scoring chances. 12 power play goals in 9 games. Only other team more, hotter is the Dallas Stars. And I guess it does help that they scored 7 goals twice already. Leafs power play is looking good. I've come around. I've come around to the 2 even power plays. So Leafs have the lead now, 3-2, but then at 8:48, the Oilers tie it. And it's after VC breaks his stick when he blocks a shot. The Leafs are at a disadvantage. They lose their positioning, and it's Cassian left out front of that by himself. He gets it, lifts it over Anderson. It's 3-3. But, again, right after, the Leafs come out just gunning for it. Good offensive pressure, and the Oilers take a penalty for slashing. And this time, it is Austin Matthews from his spot. What a shot. If you give that boy time, if you give him room, man, he is deadly. 4-3 Leafs. Leafs keep on the pressure. I guess they kind of go back and forth. Best chance near the final 5 minutes for the Leafs. It's Matthews with the sauce on a 2-on-1 to Marner. Koskinen reaches out with the toe, makes a save. He is giving the Oilers a chance. And that chance then is, propelled higher because Nylander's stick gets caught up in Ethan Bear. Oilers are off to their 7th power play with 2:52 left in the 3rd period. It's time for a big kill. They need to be able to do this. Draisaitl gets tons of chances on the power play, but the Leafs are able to hang on. Anderson makes saves when he needs to, and the Leafs clear it when they need to. And again, the Leafs win. They beat the Oilers. This time, 4-3. The Leafs are now 7-2 on the season. And they're just going to keep on going. You've got Matthews, I think he's on a 4-game goal streak. Simmons on a 3-game goal streak. Marner is putting up points galore. Anderson is playing amazing. Don't look at the goals against average for him. Look at his timely saves and what he brings to the team. The Leafs are looking great. Bring on Game 10. 7-2 on the season. Go, Leafs. Go.